Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day today. It's the afternoon for me, but it's a birthday for one man who is probably still sleeping. But he will awaken, and he will see some pretty cool stuff. So I guess we'll just go ahead and introduce that very quickly here. But first, a welcome to those chatting already. We got Super Pechka, Luciferius, and Skirmish Badger. Hope you guys are having a good time. Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to the stream. And, yeah. I'm gonna be... We're going to be having a good time, that's for sure. Hello, Fenris. Hello, Fenris. Isn't this how you spell venom? Oh, it is Venom. There you go. I typoed. Frank and now reporting the big stuff. I was thinking about the Zethar Core like a week ago, Pechka. I was thinking that probably what I would do was make it so that they have slightly less health, but maybe more attack speed. I don't know, something where if they stick onto you, they can do more damage. But they already do a lot of damage, so I'm not really sure about that one. I could see trading survivability in a direct way of durability, right? But for giving them more movement speed, that could be pretty cool, right? Because it would be nice to get him back down to 45 health or whatever, instead of 50. Well, it's funny because actually, like, I saw you earlier in the last stream that you were in, or maybe it was yesterday's stream. Every day feels like 5 days for me, so it's hard for me to know. But I saw that you had mentioned you were interested in getting Mavericks to beat them. And the thing is, Mavericks do beat them. That Mavericks beat Zeths every day of the week. The only time that they don't is when there's small numbers, right? So trying to make it so that they always beat them would feel pretty boring, I think. Definitely wouldn't be healthy, I think. There should be some situations where Zethar Cores can do good. IMO. Okay. So today we're going to be doing some work on StatTXT, because we're going to be migrating weapon entries back to the 4. Pardon me. What I am going to do is I'm going to enter here, and we're going to do line 2000, line 2000. All right, so here we go. We have added in a lot of extra lines here. And you might be wondering, Pernigo, why'd you need so many lines? And the answer is I didn't really, but I think starting at a clean 2000 and having that be the start of the weapons, so now we can do Gauss rifle, right? And then javelin cannons. And then fragmentation grenade. And that's all. I only remember those 3 in the start order. But we can actually use CM utils here for this because we still have this one. Yeah. Oh, it's actually fragmentation grenades further down. Coroner rifle. I'm not sure if I can copy and paste them quite like this, but I will go ahead and grab just the weapon entries here. With the lines, that's me, dude. What you doing, Kenny? How you been? Oh yeah, I was supposed to explain what the birthday was about. Then I just somewhat predictably decided not to. Okay. Actually, I wonder, can I do this? Right? If I do that, and then we go here, and I scroll down until I think it's like 256 or something like that. Scroll up a little bit. I think this should work in theory, but let's find out. So we got 256. No, that definitely did not work. Okay. Well, that sucks. Working lockstep in Unity, nice. Netcode is obviously kind of a specialist field. So I am impressed, and I'm giving you props. I don't know how much help you had with the game itself, the engine itself, but very good to I don't know how much help you had from the game engine, but that stuff is pretty challenging. Alright, we're just doing some light data entry here. You know, 256 weapon entries, and I gotta add a bunch that were extended that I don't have written in this list here. There's probably a way to technically fuse this or whatever, but I'm not really that worried about it. Oh, actually, of course there is, and the answer was kind of obvious. Instead of doing the holding left alt and then dragging, I just have to do what I was doing, scroll down to here to 256, and then we go. And then we should be good. We still have, yeah, 3,000 lines. Good. All right. Well, that actually cut down on my work a lot. Because I think I only added about 50 entries to the weapons. Did I add that many? I guess so, right? If we go to weapon ID, we can see... Well, it's not going to be in there as an organized way, so let's do... weapons.ex. All right, so if we look at 256 as Cordo Railgun, we have the Elxie Twin Shot. Yeah, okay. Mobile cannon for the broadside. It's interesting because you'd think that this isn't that much work because I only have to go for another like 40 entries or whatever. And you would be right. But we then have to do the lovely due diligence here, I guess, of putting in the label entry. Now, thankfully, we can just look at the weapon ID and then add 2,000 to it. So it's really easy to do that. We just do this. And then ta-da. Right? But we have to do that for all the entries, basically. So... in the data file here, because we're moving away from using code for the solution of displaying the weapon name. That's mostly because we can now get it translated through stat.txt. It could just be one monolithic file, and translators don't have to worry about trying to patch the code base somehow or whatever. That just wouldn't work. But that translation stuff is, you know, probably next month at earliest, but we'll see how it goes. I'm excited to keep getting good progress made on it. After this, there's a couple other small things I have to do for the to-do, and then we'll go on to do some other stuff here. Let's see. Close that. Here it is. So, migrate weapon stat.txt, figure out why traps, e.g. spider mines, don't load non-spider mine icons and then make sure all of the entries have actually been migrated. I did finish the migration yesterday. Yesterday evening after work. Sort of what I kind of said that I would do that, so. I prophesized that I would do that after last stream, but good to get it done. Oh yeah, I didn't even test out the new Rainer stuff. It's not really related to anything besides Sovereign Saga for first-party content, but I wanted to give him something that was a little bit better than what he had, which is just a slightly more powerful grenade. Alright, almost done here. Okay, so this has wrapped up all of our entries here, so now we get to go from the bottom and set the label to the weapon ID plus 2000, which is fairly basic, right? 2299 here. Don't mind that it says tank mode if you're somebody watching on your computer or whatever, and you can actually read the text that I'm entering here. That's just the final line in in whatever file it's actually looking at right now, but the modding software here does not actually have the ability to, like, we can set the label to whatever we want, at least as far as I understand, so this should just be fine. But it doesn't have the ability to load our text file instead of the default TBL file. We haven't told it to do that, basically. But thankfully I can do all of this without having to like cross-reference from the text file itself, because of the fact that I chose that clean 2000 number. And the reason for that is I basically pocketed out blocked out 1,000 lines, because if we I don't think we'll ever have over 1,000 weapons, or even close to 1,000 weapons, but, you know, if we do, that stuff is there, right? And then if we do need to extend it, we probably will just make another chunk somewhere. And have to remember that for the entry. It really shouldn't be too bad there. If anything is gonna make an RTS with 1,000 weapons, it's me. Hell yeah, dude. Hey, Shopdog. Weapon ID stuff fixed the mimic thing, only copying the first attack for multi-attacks. No, that's a different issue, but well, I guess what I'll say is it will pave the way for me to make that fix. And since you reminded me of it, let me see if I can just pause what I'm doing here, go into weapon fire, and see about the mimic case. Okay, so we fire bullet for every mimic. Okay, so previously weapon ID was faked. Now we should be able to take the factor. Factor's a little bit complicated because weapon ID factor is hard-coded to 2 in some places. So in some places we use the weapon ID factor, and in other places we have a hard-code set. I believe that in our stats panel display file, we can find get damage factor for tooltip. And that is things like the hot... Okay, so... Right. So this basically is like a override for how many things are fired or whatever. Because like the dispatch rifle and the Charybdil rifle for the hotshot and the siren, they fire certain numbers of projectiles, but I believe their weapon factor doesn't indicate that. However, I'm pretty sure if you mimic a siren... We'll jump into the game and test this real quick. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, of course. Of course you would say so. So if I do a mimic and a siren, for example...
Welcome. As the iron burns to the horizon.
Okay, it looks like it only shoots one shot. Well, I guess it's hard to tell, right? So, this is supposed to deal 15 damage. Well, I guess it doesn't have armor pen, right? It has one armor pen.
Let us win.
Cut the shit, Demiurge.
Why don't you?
Okay, so that basically was, it was like it didn't do damage at all from the mimic, for some reason.
Let us went to the horizon. The all-seeing eye.
Well, okay, so without the mimic, it deals 12 damage.
To the horizon.
And with the mimic,
Right this way.
it deals 16 damage. So I guess that is correct. It is only doing 1. That probably means that the hot shot does the same kind of thing.
Let's earn our pay.
It probably is a little bit worse for the hot shot because of the weapon range and stuff. Okay. I think we should be able to use this then. The only thing I'm iffy about is the intervention missiles might still be bugged in this case. Oh, well, I guess it doesn't even proc, so... Whatever. In that case, it's fine. Okay, so what we'll do here is we will say... let's go to weapon fire. Let's say... auto factor equals... So let me actually see. It's using the unit. My thinking here is that the unit was only... Yeah, unit is no longer needed for this function. It was only used because we were faking weapon entries, so we actually can get rid of that. That just means over here we would say... delete that. I'm going to call this get damage factor override because it's no longer exclusive to the tooltip. Also, sorry for slamming my keyboard there. My microphone was perfectly placed to intercept my hand, which then made my hand go bonk. What the fuck? Go away. Then we don't need this. This should, this for loop that takes the factor should mean that the Mimic will fire the correct number of attacks. We're going to test with the same thing that we were testing before. Looks like we took this somewhere else. Just have to finish the refactor there. Hello, Green Eggs. Only have paying attention with the fact that a unit being hit by multiple siren attacks at once will only be pulled as much as being hit by once. Well, that has nothing to do with what we were talking about. But thanks for the message, I guess. We were talking about the Mimic and how it, whether or not it was spreading there. All right. Meanwhile, we're going to go back to what we were doing with the data entry here and go into weapons. So we were at here. That's really funny to also set it for the... It's interesting, entertaining to me to set it for the none entry. That's just amusing. Yes, I will need to time-consumingly take every single unit here, every single weapon, mouse over their tooltip. It'll be worth it, guys. Alright. We should be done in building now. Let's go and test. Hello, Fastwads. What hasn't been extended yet, asks Lucy. We have not piped images TBL or port data TBL into text files yet, the way that we did for sounds and stat.txt. And we need to do that so that the... because you can see here, images TBL has 61.4 kilobytes. The file size limit is around 64 kilobytes. So, you know, in a month or two, we're going to need to do that. Probably a little bit longer than that, but... You know, I'm thinking about adding all the blood summon units and stuff. That might get us pretty close to it. So. But that's very easy to do because we've already done it for other things. At least it should be very easy to do. It's definitely a lot easier than something like weapons or iScript. iScript took years. All right. We were going to test the Mimic with the Siren.
What lies beyond? 10 moves ahead.
I think we may have made a logical error. Oh, yeah, we did. It's supposed to be a less than factor, not greater than. What's the new race going to look like? The Blood Summon. They are a cosmic force that is derived from when you violate natural law by extending life artificially, or denying death would be the better way to put that. And that's what, like, Terran Reclamation is, with their necromancy, if you will. It's not magic, it's technology, but it denies death, and it attacks the soul from a scientific standpoint. So, the Blood Summon emerge from that. They feast on the Terrans, they love them. The Protoss stopped doing a lot of their death-defying technology a long time ago, so they're not as juicy of a meal. The Ascozi are kind of junk food because they do sort of defy death, but in a really polluted biological way, and their souls are not nearly as intact anyway for other reasons. And then the Zerg are not souled creatures, not ensouled creatures, so they've Blood Summon despised them. Which doesn't mean they won't ever be allied, but, you know, just have to come up with good reasons why.
What lies beyond?
All right, so obviously it's not going to projectile the same way that the siren does, but it should be doing much more damage. If you remember, we were first dealing 16 damage, and now we are dealing... Whoa, all right. Thanks for doing that to me, dude. All right, let's send that guy on a walk. So now it looks like we're doing 24 damage, which does mean we're doing the appropriate amount of damage. The other way we can think about this is for the missionary. When he attacks with 2 attacks, and that one pulse is enough to do 4 damage here.
Prepared to speak.
We do it again, and we're doing 8 damage. So we are doubling the damage correctly, whereas previously I'm pretty sure the missionary would only get 1 proc. So there you go, Shopkeeper Dog. If you're still here, that's the legit move right there. I became an Escozi. I saw that you've been doing some models for their buildings. That's very exciting, too. Do the Blood Summon have cousins? Like, if someone would theoretically break the law of gravity, would a gravity summon appear? Ah, shit. You don't want to know what happens if you start breaking other natural laws. That's all I'll say. Very nice. Very nice. Dude, there's a real confluence of things that are happening for Cosmonarchy, and it's beautiful. I've been feeling very grateful, a lot of gratitude lately for all of the things that have been coming up Cosmonarchy lately, if I can say that. And one of them is the fact that, you know, we're making all of these code goals work. Pretty soon I'll push this to pre-release. I intend to do that later on this stream, which is going to be important because we need to suss out any instability that might still exist after all of our big changes, like the Escozi or the weapon entries, like the extension of that limit on the engine side. Also, we fixed a lot of helpers stability, so I'm sure there's going to be some buggy helpers that I haven't spotted yet. I did some good testing already, but still got to figure it out as a homie, as a set of homies together. But what I'm getting at here is that, like, one of the specific example that I was just thinking about is how it's really funny to me to find ourselves in a situation where, like, so Jesse's working on music after he's done with his current UI tasks, which you guys are gonna really like when that shows up. That is some hype stuff right there, and you can get a sneak peek of what he just posted, a sneak peek to the donor channel recently. You could definitely earlier yesterday actually, last evening. You could definitely worth the price of admission of $3 a month on our coffee page just to see what's coming very soon. But yeah, it's been really hyped for that. But what he's going to be doing after that is finishing up his work on reverse engineering the music system of StarCraft 1 for loading the racial music so that we get Escozi music in the game, right? And we got a couple of tracks that we can immediately pipe in there and say, hell yeah, brother. But get this. At the same time, I just got a message from a Noslik saying that he's closing in on completing the first draft of an in-game track, another in-game track for the Escozi. And I'm like, well, good timing, dude, because we're about to have that hooked up in ways that don't require me to manually plug it in for scenarios. And you know, don't require them to listen to the Terra music when they're playing. You know what I mean? So it's pretty exciting. I'm very excited about that. I'm gonna have to spend a little bit more time on their audio visuals in general. Oops, that was not the right string ID. It's just too easy, guys, and by that I mean we're all working really fucking hard, but it's worth it, and it's coming up good for us. That's for sure. More than halfway through the data entry list here of plugging in the labels while I yap at you guys. I'm feeling pretty excited about the ability to implement more of the 5th race here soon. I did have to sort of realize how little time there is for not just my map crap submission, which is what I'll be working on once I'm done with all of the code here, but it's really exciting to be able to say, hell yeah, we've got our we've got all of the stuff hooked up for weapon extensions, so there's really nothing that's going to stop us from implementing the whole extra race. It's a little bit risky because at the same time we're sitting here dealing with, well, I guess risky is the wrong word, but I'm trying to do my map crap submission. I'm trying to do all of this big code work, and the tribunal stage is around the corner, and I got to make sure that we're in a good spot balance-wise, right? That's actually a blessing in disguise about having to do all of those videos, right? Those daily casts. And technically it's more than daily because I do once a week with Alaic, sometimes 2 in 1 session or whatever. So I cast more than just the daily videos. But it's really cool to have that as a resource because I guarantee look at 8 games a week at the very least, and usually they're, you know, high level games. So the reason why that's significant is because I'm forced to look at and analyze and decide at least that many games, you know, each week, so that I can you know, eventually consider balance changes or adjustments on a thematic sense, or even like, oh, this doesn't look very nice, I should make it look better visually, or whatever, you know? Of course, there's like a million things I want to work on when it comes to the Cosmonarchy, so it is not lost on me that with every passing day, there's like, oh man, I want to do that too. I want to do this too. So yeah, that's just the way it is, though. The project is very large. There's a lot of things going on with it, and I cannot wait to just keep making it more epic. That's all I can say. We should probably revise the Rove pretty soon. I'd love to give the Cardinal a new graphic, too. Maybe I can... That and the Object have been just on my shit list for a while. As in, I must destroy them and make them better. Though, to be fair, the Object himself Is it a great graphic? I try, but it was a while ago. We don't do MP3 Skirmish Badger. It'd have to be WAV, and we would love to have it be. We would really like it to be OGG as well, if we can. That'll cut down on our file size a lot. OGG is a lot more annoying to edit, so I'm going to need to set up some kind of thing that batches the files, but... Let's see. All right, I think we're good to go. So now what we have to do, go into utils here. And we are just going to go ahead and straight up delete that. And let's see where in the code base we were using that. TBLTXT be done programmatically. I don't really think I understand the question fully, to be honest, but... See if that works. That might be all we needed. See apiary? Oh shit, let's do it. You've really quite faithfully recreated the geometry there. For the landlocked too. You should post your blends, Fastwads. See if we can take a look at them in Blender at some point. That's very exciting. Because I never thought somebody would do the exact models or what have you. I mean, it's not like one-to-one, obviously, but it looks like we could actually fuck around with this and render it out nicely. The way that we have the TBL-TXT stuff done right now, Kenny, is basically... your TBL file can be exported to a text file, but the game can't read text natively. You got to mod it to do that. So maybe that's what you were asking? Not entirely sure. What up, Alexander? I saw a strange looking radix. Yeah, it's in the apiary, artist's apiary, if you want to check it out.
Contact.
Oh shit! Well, that didn't work. Okay, so let me see how this was originally done, I guess. Visual Studio is shit, utter garbage, terrible, disgusting, ugly, etc. Okay, it was something called getStatTXT string. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. By the way, I was crashing out over Visual Studio because I tried to control left click to see where get damage tooltip string was defined, and it just did nothing. What's up, Fruchtfisk? What needs to be modified? We have to modify how the game... So basically the TBL files are like a lookup table of string entries, right? Sometimes they are used to define, like, in-game strings, and sometimes they are used to define file paths to graphic locations or sound locations. And those obviously are two very distinct things for what the game actually needs. What we are missing right now, the last thing to really be extended that I can think of off the dome and that I have been able to think of for the last month, is images and port data, TBL files, define where to look for image and portrait graphics and graphic files. And so the images is any in-game graphic. So unit graphics, projectiles, overlays, things of that nature. And then portraits are just the portrait SMK files that play the videos of the unit graphics or whatever. So those are in need of extension because eventually we will cap out the TBL file limit, which is about 65 kilobytes, right? 6535. So it's that many kilobytes, right? 65. And once we get to that limit, we can't add any more graphics. Or we have to like find a way to truncate the files so that they don't have, like, I already have truncated the files, by the way, to make the characters of the lookup table as small as possible. So you see like CMZ instead of Zerg, T instead of Terran, P instead of Protoss. And then factions are F-A, F-P, F-T, F-Z. So that's how I've gotten around it in the past. But eventually there is a limit to how many things that we can add, even with that kind of statement. All right, we got plasma missiles, vapid blaster, right? Vapid blaster, particle beam, astral blaster. Okay, boys. All right, let's do it. Time to start our initiative here. Gauss rifle. You pass. Coroner rifle. Pass. Fragmentation grenade. Twin autocannons and contender missiles. I just tried to spawn a turret, so that's gonna crash. That's not how that works. Arc light cannon. Okay. Well, I just did it again. Fuck you, Visual Studio. I agree, Lucy. Hey, Adam Noah. ADM Noah. I'm not sure what your name is there, if I got it right, but I hope that you're having a good time. First time I see you in one of these streams. Welcome. There's nothing for that guy.
Deathless, endless.
Input coordinates.
Nothing for that guy.
Receiving
Stereon laser battery. Very nice. Oops, I spawned two of them. They can go kiss in the corner. Spider mines. Ha! Don't mind that guy. He's just hanging. Yeah, it's not even armed. What are you worried about? It's just, I just put a nuke there in the corner. It's okay. It's gonna be fine.
Standing strong.
It's all right. Everything's fine. Don't worry. Okay? Thanks.
You wouldn't believe the view.
None can be saved.
Sweat emoji. Sweat emoji.
Rising.
All right, we're good there.
Mark no bite. This war is over. Enough blood has been spilled. Gather your strength. Let's do this work. The soundtrack to our escape. Get us closer. Inclement weather.
Destination.
Huh. Oh fuck! And then it crashed. That was really funny. I was like, oh wait, I'm fine. Even though I did the thing again where I made a turret. No, not fine after all. Not fine. Oh fuck! I did it again. It's okay. Saved it. Saved it, boys. I'm on it. Forgot about that.
State the nature of your medical emergency.
Scanner sweep my ass. Oops, that's fine. This is the kind of thing you do when you really want to go insane. Hey, look, it's that unit that Pechka wants me to buff.
Retaliation awaits.
Sacrifice me.
The anathema! Eyes up! How motivated!
Admiral. Ah, what's up, dude? Your former nick was Space! Oh, I think I remember Space. It's been a while, though, right? Welcome back.
May I be of service?
I'm waiting.
Must feel one. Isa two for Hadun.
Battle calls!
UK is kill, yeah, if you couldn't figure that one out. Combat my beloved. What does that mean? Oh, combat, yeah, battle call. I long for combat. Order of these units numbers is funny to me. Yeah. Hello, Adam. Not to be confused with Admiral Noah. Also, is it Nova? Is it Noah, but the W is a fake V? Is that what it is, or is it actually Noah? Because Noah almost sounds like the name Noah, you know, N-O-A-H. So far, so good, guys. Haven't seen any a single busted name. I already checked that guy out. That was cheating. That guy doesn't have an attack. Valerian. Interestingly enough, we should probably override that name somewhere. Not sure how we would.
Lead us to glory! Limitless! So it shall be. Where do the cowards lie? Unchained! Inspire me!
No!
I answer the summon. The disciples await.
You can't pick that unit up until I actually look at his weapon entry.
Our voyage begins.
Oh, this is the fake one. Get him out of here. Ah, I spawned a scarab. Yeah, that's okay. We can still configure it. I figured we would have to upgrade the shaders and stuff.
Bravery's grave. Yes, Executor? Bravery's grave. Focus! I will clear the way. Yes, Commander. Standing by, Commander. Order me to battle.
Spin me a tale.
Bring me to the end.
Oh, shit. I didn't think about that part. That is a vestigial unit ID. I don't know if it doesn't seem to use the scarabs, the plasma shells, properly. It's pretty good, dude. Hold on, I gotta look at something on my other monitor. Ah, nice. Okay, we've done this. Basically done this, but there's probably more work to be done there. I don't know about the spider mine stuff, to be honest with you guys. I'm a little bit lost on that one. The reason I'm not sure why it must be hard coded to load the spider mine icons somewhere. Maybe what we can do is spider mines. Maybe we can search for spider mine unit. And then if that doesn't turn anything up, we can search for Spider Mine's weapon ID. Yeah, it doesn't really seem like we have a lot going on there. I guess we can check the weapon IDs. Saving TBL to TXT is provided by the editor, not like a utility that needs to be made. Is there a roadmap or a little bounty board for someone who's bored to contribute a thing or two? There probably are. We probably ought to do something like that. We used to on the Trello. But it's been a while since we've been super... since we've been doing that frequently, I guess. Okay, I'm not sure about that one. That's wonky. I guess this is just a feature we don't have support for right now. I guess one of the things I can do, though, is look for 6. It's going to be really hard to do an IDA search, though. Such a low number. Stats, spider mine. Maybe we have this somewhere. Okay, we do. Put these correct string spacing. Oh, seems to be correct. Yeah, okay. Let's take a look at the hook. Mines. Stat icon graphic. I don't know what that means. I don't know what is going on here. Second stat icon frame and unit CMD buttons. Okay, that's like the frame in the background, I guess. Maybe this is the key. Yeah, okay, I think we just found it. But do we know what it is? So it's unit mine carrier, okay. So I guess what we would have to do here is we would have to say... So the thing is, basically this 13 here should have been unit ID spider mines, and that's why I didn't spot it in my first search. But if we look at API, maybe... Yes, get trap ID, that's what we're looking for here. So we'll say... Get trap ID... Unit is fine. We say trap ID and trap ID. And I think that should be good. I think we should be good there. I'll get back to you on that stuff, Kenny. I'll check that before I jump into my mapping for the day, which I'm pretty close to doing. I think I'm just going to see if this resolves the icon issue. on all of that. And all the traps that we've got here. So we're supposed to check the various vultures. 7A, spawn, proselyte, 14.
State the nature of your medical emergency.
Okay.
Right away.
Information.
Interesting.
I'll read you. What do you want?
So
Is that it?
I don't know why that's happening. Trap ID. Is it a U8? No, these are U16s. Get trap ID returns unit ID enum, which is U16. Yeah, that should be fine. I really don't understand this one. We're definitely doing something different, but what's the issue here? I guess would be the question, right? So let's,
How may I aid you?
because it was just loading 13 before, so here we do get trap ID, right? Grab the Goremast unit ID. Goremast unit ID is 567, right? And then but now it says this GRP frame is not assigned the correct value. Maybe we have to cast it because it's an enum. Either that or we should... That's kind of dumb, right? We should probably just say U16 trap ID.
I'll read you.
But it's returning the right value anyway, so that doesn't really make sense to me. That's right, Alexander and Lucy. I'm happy to, happy to yap. Sometimes I do just need to be like, 1 second. I gotta fix this. This is a bug. We don't need the flags variable if we're not doing that, so that's kind of silly.
Need medical
Yeah, so
attention.
this guy's the Tetzora frag. So that's, but what is the unit ID for... Oh! Oh, shit. Okay. Probably what needs to happen is... There's a unit icons. Maybe I can find it. G unit icons, okay. Maybe we can try that. Is this GRP head? And then... Where is G unit icons defined, I guess would be the question, right? Surely we're using this in multiple places. I don't understand this. Can't only be in data.ext. What the fuck it is? Well, is it actually... It's in null pointer here. Is it in... data.ext header, maybe? G unit... Try that. I don't want to have to create some complicated lookup table bullshit that tracks the unit ID and then converts it to its corresponding icon ID in the other file. So now we just have to include wherever this file is. That extend Thank you, Fastwads. Appreciate it very much. Streaming canvas is 1080p. Yes, it is, Lucy. Yes, it is. That's pretty good, though. I like that. File name is missing, terminating. That would be a problem. Should be. Yeah, it should be. I don't understand how this is not a... Oh, I see. It's because I'm assigning letters to it. Oh, okay. I have to do the .ext thing here. Interesting. Ta-da! Yeah, this is expectantly complicated and dumb, as modding ought to be, I guess. All right, looks like we're actually building. That's very cool. I can't promise I'll be able to look at it as soon as you send it to me, Fastwads, but I am interested, that's for sure. See if I can convert it up relatively quickly. Okay, let's give it a go. Moment of truth. Okay, I got that guy. Makes sense.
What do you want?
Huh? Okay.
Where does it hurt?
Yeah.
I'm on the job.
I read your ass, sir. I did.
Interestingly enough, the
Did someone page me? Need medical attention?
it looks like the Tartarus mine needs to be redone icon-wise.
What do you want?
Goremath's also very blurry for some reason, but anyway, very cool. I guess the islet is also blurry as well. Cool, we got it working. We did it. Okay, very nice. Let's go ahead and organize our code now. Okay, so here we have use stat.txt once again for weapon names. Use trap icon. Let's go to Spider-Man. Spider-Man icon. Very nice. Very good stuff. That seems like GitHub Desktop kind of pranked itself a little bit. Let's just see what we got here. Let me go ahead and edit the... Nice. Good stuff. Fucking almost 40-minute long 2v3 AI game. Good grief. If this replay works, this will be pretty cool. 4v4, 20-minute. Oh, we are tracking down some performance improvements that we can do here pretty soon, so I'm excited about that. um, adding these here. Got lobotomy mind. I can only hope that means something funny. So, this Trello had a bunch of stuff, and we don't always... we don't always keep it up to date. And so this Trello here is a public link. Hello, XPJ. As well as, of course, Adam. I saw you in here earlier, and I hope I said hi to you. Kenny, if you are still here, you want to click that link, or anybody else can, obviously, too. Not only for Kenny. But this basically is supposed to... We're looking through here and saying, like... taking care of this, we did this. Did all of that, that's nice. So we can go ahead and archive that, we don't need it anymore. I guarantee you this new model wish list is... We don't really need to keep that open, I don't think that's... Yeah, game lobby would be nice for sure. I don't remember if this happens still. Yeah, a lot of this stuff is like super old, you know. When did I make this one, for example? This was 2021. So, yeah, we got a bunch of shit like that. I guess I didn't do the Hypnagogue's unit responses yet. Does the Guildhall have a unit response? This is stuff that, like, because I don't update this very often, I have no fucking idea. There's no Guildhall. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of that you can look here. Jesse did this. The active cards is supposed to be like what we're actively maintaining, because the whole rest of this is a lot of fucking work to try to do. So. But this is a good to-do list checklist for this kind of thing. I guess I'm trying. I don't know. Like, what would be a good starter task for somebody to try to do right now? It's really hard to say. Probably you have to be kind of like Cannoli and just like have a pet project that you like the idea of, but nobody else is doing the feature, and just do the feature and then like try to work with us on code review and whatnot. So I can't say it's like a glamorous, like easy system. So. A lot of the tasks that we still need done are things that are really down and dirty. I mean, you could maybe look into some of the images TBL, port data TBL stuff if you wanted to try to contribute in that way. You'd have to compare it to how we load sounds, probably. But then reverse engineer where the images TBL stuff is even taken care of. It's maybe a bit of a daunting task, but you could maybe try it. I don't know. Oh, Visual Studio. How I despise. Okay. All right, guys. I think we're pretty much ready to go. I can go ahead and push the stuff for the... I can push all this stuff to pre-release, I think. I don't see any reason why I would not want to at this point. Even if there are bugs, that's what pre-release is for, right? So... That's my logic anyway. We don't we have bugs? Well, we have testers for that. The testers are all of you guys, by the way. You are the testers. Yeah, I don't know. The green screen's kind of good, guys. Just saying. I like it. Tester here. Yeah, what's up, dude? All right, I'll do my classic test. Oh, we got one. See? That's why you do that. What do we get? Well, it's not really that helpful. I wonder what the issue even was. All right, so we have in our function here, out value, don't modify image, iScript header image. So this is out value, don't modify image. These two are iScript entry and then image CX. So we push a value. No op is like a little bit more truncated or whatever, but well, I don't see anything in particular wrong with this helper. Certainly nothing wrong with that one. They're both void. I can't find out how to get the GRP add-on working. It says I need Python image library. Try to install it with command prompt. It says I don't have Python. That sounds like a... You should go into the mod house, and you should ping Solstice, and you should say... post exactly that message. Just straight up copy paste that message you just sent in chat, and then ping Solstice. We'll put that shit in the mod house. Because he'll be able to help you out with that. It is admittedly an annoying process. It's kind of dumb that to be a modeler, you have to also be enough of a power user in a technical sense to install shit through command prompt. I find that really annoying. And I'm not speaking only about Cosmonarchy models, by the way. Takes nothing, returns nothing. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know why this would happen, actually. This is one of those real pesky ones. Where it's integer division by 0, but what is it dividing? Because it's... I might need to... Oh, I see. You're just trying to generate these overlays to go for a certain length. Well, as long as they loop, you can probably make it a 1-minute loop, and then I can just loop it. That's what I do for the moving background in my big camera scene or whatever. Let's try to see if we can recreate that crash, I guess. Not really sure what could have done it. Oh, okay. It's something very easy to replicate, apparently. This could be a weapon ID issue, then. Okay, it seems like it's... weird? I guess this must be because I did attack melee 0. Oh, there you go. Solstice is actually here the whole time. Look at that guy. What a guy. All right, so it's not as bad as I feared. It's actually very specific to the Savra core. Very good. Oh, you can't get it to loop in like a... I guess that makes sense. That's probably why you would need a really long one. I guess the solution would probably be to have it fade out very quickly. So it doesn't, you know, just like quick fade in, quick fade out at the start of the clip and at the end. And that would probably be fine. Figure that out. That was a little silly. Okay. Let's, we did not test all of the Escozi weapons with our patented spawning the Mavericks right on top of them. Yeah, everything seems fine. Fuck him up. Get him! Absolute devastation. Alright, guys. We have done some do. We have smashed. An absolute smashing. Oh shit. I've accidentally synced up some changes to... some balance changes to a different PR. I just realized that's... I'll explain it to the code reviewers when they do their code review. They're like, oh yeah, I forgot about it. I meant to put that in a different PR, but it's okay. It's fine. Okay. Actually, I guess I should test that.
SCV good to go, sir. SCV good to go, sir.
No one tell hit him. At least those tile bugs are easy fixes. I mean, the tile blocks or whatever you call them. Alrighty. No, don't say it. Bad. I just. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I think if you add the quarry, and then only when you add the quarry can the treasury make a mason. It's certainly an incentive to make the quarry. The quarry may need to have its previous buff of cost rolled back a little bit. But if you think about it, you would be incentivized to build the quarry with a treasury at an expansion somewhere, and then the quarry can be sniped, and then it shuts down all other treasuries. I think it only makes a big difference if somebody doesn't do something about it. Anyway, it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Oh, fuck. Extend weapons and increase code safety. Add Ascosi Sons of Ash. Okay. The same in the sense of they also harvest resources. And they repair. Oh, they repair units faster than Masons do. Although I think they actually got removed. They got moved to the Ogun. Never mind. They repair. They build structures. Like, a lot of their utility comes down to the fact that they fly. So they can access resources that Masons can't. And they can do a lot. They can do a lot of shit. They get used sometimes, but not super frequently. They move faster than Masons too, so they technically mine faster. Very good in that respect. Dude, what happened was some StarCraft 1 pros started playing, and Ultra, is he Peruvian or Chilean? I think he's Peruvian. No, that can't be right. Yeah, Chilean, okay. So, anyway, a Chilean Terran, he was playing with Talos, and he only made Talos, basically. It was pretty interesting. There it is, Chebecca's here. GG, Skirmish Badger, nap well, sir. Dude, I don't know what the hell's going on in my server. But I am happy to report to you guys that I have just pushed... yeah, exactly. I have just pushed Ascozi Factions. How do you like them apples? It's only, you know, one faction right now, but... I like that. You may be wondering, well, Pronago, what exactly does an Ascozi faction have, though? And the answer is something that Ryan has been waiting for a very long time. So, happy birthday, and hope you're doing well, dude. I know you're sleeping right now, but happy birthday. What a nice color, he says. What the fuck? Oh, he's in the replay. Okay, never mind. That's fine. I thought that was a huge problem. We got a lore blurb to check out? Yeah, it's on the website. I thought of everything. Except for giving them a custom portrait for their advisor. I don't have that yet. Hello, Shambler. Welcome. Veek needs to refactor player color at some point, but I don't know when that will be. Lads, got a new version up there. That new version has the weapon entries. It has the helper and hook wrappers for code safety. A very small number of audiovisual fixes. Faction related mostly. And some stuff I didn't notate yet. It has the Treasury Mason Quarry thing, and it has, of course, the Sons of Ash, Conqueror Clergy. Check it out. It is a nice color, Patchka. It is. I do appreciate it. Thank you, Adam. I think now I've earned some time to work on my Mapcraft submission, so I can win lots of money. And immediately just put it into the Acropolis prize pool, probably, but... Pretty good. Pretty good stuff. The weapon extension and the helper code fixes hopefully will make it so that we desync a lot less. And obviously the weapon extension stuff is just nice. So. Is this Slav replay even the one I was thinking of? Yeah, it looks good. My replay supplier, Crankendow, came through with a couple more replays I had to organize real quick. But yeah, hopefully when I refresh this page, I see a lot of games, and I see no desyncs. Hopefully. Hopefully. Why there are 2v... this is a 2v3. AI. I'd love to improve the AI's handling of Niduses, but to be honest, I think... that might take a little bit of time. Experimentation. The 5 games in a row where Crank whooped you. I was impressed at your endurance. Also, some of these games you forced him to work for it a lot longer, which is pretty neat. Kind of neat. You were facing off against his Zerg. That's his best race for sure. I guess he played 1 Terran game, right? 2 Terran games. But I don't know, man. Pretty good. I don't know who is, but I hope they enjoyed playing against Cannoli. Back with the pizza? Dude, I want some pizza. I could order a pizza, but I feel like it would get here too late for me to eat it before I go to my mother's house tonight for dinner. So I think instead I'm going to go get a granola bar, put peanut butter on it, and have that after I use the bathroom. I will see you guys when I return. I don't have a BRB dad alert coffee link thing to be here in my absence. So you guys are just going to have to realize that I am BRBing. But in the meantime, I'll just remind you guys that up there is a coffee link. If you like the fact that Escozy have factions now, or faction, well, they actually have a second faction you can read about too. They've got I've defined a few. I just haven't added that many into the game yet. But if you want to check that stuff out, you can do so. And if you want to support me for doing that, or whatever, you can do that too. All right. I'll see you guys soon. All right, I have returned. I think he was holding plus when that happened, is my guess. Immediate reactions from everybody about the treasury buff. Good to see. You guys were talking about pizza. That's talking about chocolate chip pizza with the... Is tomorrow a stream? Yes, there will be a stream tomorrow. Treasury can train masons when you build the quarry add-on, but not before. This may result in treasury adjustments or quarry adjustments in terms of cost and all that, but I think it's exciting. And Shopkeeper Doug did say it's hit 'em up bait. It's true. But Jujic also pointed out some stuff that was kind of obvious, is that the treasury is a lot more brittle, and this applies to the quarry as well. Both of those particular add-ons are very easy to snipe. If you put the quarry in your main while you build your natural as a treasury, I could see that working out, and that might even be a meta approach. But then your main becomes a lot more delectable to drop, so hard to say. But I like the idea. I like the decision trees. Yeah, by default, you can't actually do anything with the treasury besides lift it off, land it, build it. You can build add-ons with it, but it can't train workers without having the quarry add-ons. So. Just make macro nexus, dude. Easy clip. If you really want to. Use them as really high power pylon. They do seem to have really good custom models lately, that's for sure. Okay. I gotta get in the zone, guys. I gotta get in the zone. I think it would be great to get the AI on this map running. And I additionally think it would be great if we had a little bit more space over here. I'm realizing there's an asymmetry in that area. You know how I can unforbid unit AI command? Seems like some map stuff. Got AI running in Lua, sort of. I don't know what you mean by unforbid, Veek. And also, hello. Oh, you probably would... You would play it in single player unranked? Probably? I think. But you can also go into the triggers and you can set cheats allowed true. I'm pretty sure if you just go into any old map... Oh, this is, that's a really old one, holy shit. Also, it's like UAI is probably not what you want unless you're testing to see if the unit has AI, I guess. In which case it is what you want. Because that's what unit AI actually does, but if you're looking at show AI, that's, yeah, you can just do single player unranked. AI harvesting gets unit AI assigned. Or the ministry won't train despite request. No, he's talking about just implementing AI using Lua instead of using the AI script code, which would be a nice step towards improving tactical AI for one thing, but also it would allow us to have a lot more ownership over how AI attacks are meant to be done. It does represent... I would probably have to go re-engineer all of the tutorials, or I wouldn't have to, because this doesn't outmode AI script or make it unworkable or whatever, but I may wish to. Glad to hear that Veek is finding some good stuff. Good luck, sir. Let me know how it goes. You might not be on the right branch. You're supposed to go into the extended branch, and then do that. We still got to get that pull request sorted to make extended master. Master the new default for Cosmonarchy. It's basically ready to go, so... All right. Yeah, I think we'll probably just use the default expansion logic for when he gets past a certain point there. Wonder if we could define this guy as a guy who starts off, right, with like a different base or whatever. I always liked stuff like this where it made sense anyway. Which admittedly wasn't all the time, but, you know. Cases where they don't have any military units, but they have a lot of economy. Or more economy than their, than the player does. But they have to still build up their stuff, right? I think that's pretty neat. Oh yeah, no big deal. Anything else you forgot about? Well, there's just more reviews to do, of course. There always are. We never really finished talking about the cloaking exception thing. What we want to do about that. The zero extend helper safety PR is a big one. And it would be good to either, like, Jesse approved it. So either you trust Jesse's approval or you know, check it out yourself or whatever. But it's just a bunch of assembly stuff for improving code safety. And then I still got to do this, this thing here I still have to do. So I just haven't done that yet. Okay. Well, in that case, we can probably say, yeah, it's... The PyMS stuff is going to need some confirmation. This basically, all this does is just merge extended into master and make it so that we can use master as our default for this particular branch. Then on top of that, I will make a PR that tracks, that handles the weapons dat U16 changes that Jesse made, which you can choose to incorporate as you like. So, you can choose to just be like, yeah, Jesse did it, okay, whatever, and or you can look it over yourself. But we can't really do the. I could make a PR for extending weapons that targets the extended branch, but I just thought it would be easier for us to have this be done first and then do that, but it doesn't really matter. This one is basically wrapping up the weapon extension. This handles the... it migrates everything to use the right things. So we're using stat.txt instead of hard-coding weapon names in GPTP. I fixed some spider mine issue. There's like very niche trap display. Yeah, I did this mostly yesterday, and I just finished it up today with the migration of stat.txt. So I'll push my stuff to... I should do that, actually. I'll push cmdev work. Where's that? There it is. Finish weapons.ex migration. I don't know why the sound... I don't know why that was considered a really big file. That was weird. As far as I know, I've ripped out all of the code that had the to-do... Like, I already made sure that there was nothing else that said to-do, extend weapons, or whatever, but... yeah, that should be totally fine now. I didn't cross this to-do out, but... once you guys approve it, I'll do the last, like, or whatever, as time goes on, I'll do the last, like, confirmation, but I don't think I need to push any more code to this PR. I think it's taken care of. Yeah, as far as, like, pressing stuff, I guess that's probably the biggest thing. These two PRs are really tiny. One of them is just swapping lines. Another one is... this was playing for the target, but it should have been for the attacker, so that was really stupid of me. And then, obviously I got a null check attacker here because attacker might not be here, so that's all this does. And then this just swaps the order of the Arcodi and the Gezirath because they were swapped in the faction enum as like in the one of part of the enum as compared to the other part. So that stuff that's simple. I should make a new merge request for the balance stuff though. 2026. I was gonna wait to do that until I was done with this. Done pushing the pre-release, which I did. So we did SCSI stuff mostly. SCSI balance adjustments. So it includes trap, debuff, bug inheritance, and cardinal bug fix. Probably should do this. It's fine to use weapon ID enum now. I don't actually know if I added this one. No, I did not. That's probably a secondary PR then. Okay. Well, my work here is done. Starting them off with an embassy would be kind of cute. I like that idea. so apparently... Oh. That's really funny. I know what happened there.
Yes. Amass a great army of lattices.
Oh, we forgot to set this guy's faction. Did we? Oh, we did set the faction, but we have to update his deaths for Mineral Field 1. Yeah, it seems to be working. I also hate Python. All right, very nice. Delivery's here, so I will be right back. I have returned. I did order the pizza anyway, but I'm only gonna have one slice because I gotta go to my mom's pretty soon. Maybe I'll bring some over. Share. UAI gamers might see an Ozlex show up pretty soon. What a smart ass. Here, I'll show you guys. So, we got a white pizza with extra ricotta and onion. It's one of those family-sized ones, so it's got the square cut, rectangular cut a little bit, as opposed to the triangular slice. From a local pizza place around here, it's pretty good. And I added honey mustard to it because I'm a freak like that. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was also $40, so you can donate up here. Well, it was $27.50, but then, you know, you had tax and you got to tip the driver and all that shit. Well, it's not English, but you could say bon appetit, which kind of means like have a good, you know, good dinner, whatever. $27.50 for one pizza. Yeah, it was a family size, so it's kind of big. But I think their large pizza is about the same price. It's like 24 or 22 or something. Well, it's weird, right? Because sometimes our rent is cheap, and sometimes our pizza is pricey. Though, you know, like we could order 7-Eleven pizza for like $8 or whatever, but that's not, that shit ain't what I want. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. It's not that expensive to make a good pizza, so we are getting a little bit rinsed, but it's okay. So don't eat 7-Eleven pizza at 8 p.m. It's kind of good. It kind of hits just right around here. That's probably a regional difference, though. If you're like in the mood for pizza at 2 a.m., it's fucking godlike. It is honestly some of the greatest pizza of all time. But that's a very specific case. Also, welcome, Godweek. You would eat Hunt Brothers pizza at a gas station? I don't know what Hunt Brothers is. All this pizza talk, and I only got 20 minutes before I gotta go. Unbelievable. Well, we all knew that was coming. God, we ruins another stream. can't even... I don't know what Jujic even sees in you. Weed and Jujic lore. I don't know what the... I don't know what's going on. You can check out the tournaments channel if you want information on that shit. Oh, interesting. Cantavis can't cast Storm.
I heed thy call.
It's not targeting a unit. Well, that's definitely a bug. I wonder if this means that abilities that... Is that the only unit that's like that? Like these Thraitholith also broken? Yeah. Okay, so if a weapon is supposed to target terrain, it does not currently work as a cast. Huh. Well, that doesn't really help us. This is why we pay Lundier the big bucks. We don't pay Lundier at all. We appreciate Lundier. So it is marked as terrain, right? It shouldn't be marked as non-building. Go to orders. Sonic Storm, use weapon targeting is not enabled. I wonder if enabling that will change anything. No, it doesn't seem like it. Okay. Well, this basically is just like a generic... This is happening to any ability that uses a weapon entry to cast a spell, right? Like, I'm assuming the Hypnagogue...
Commander.
Yeah, the Hypnagogue is fine. It doesn't use a weapon ID. So... So probably a hook that is somewhat new to our ordeal has caused us some issues here. But I'm not entirely sure where that would come into play. The cannon weapon target unit. But that's not related to it. I would kind of expect it to be inside, you know, cast order or whatever, but... Can't target spell here is defined as U16, but in cast order, it is defined as S16. We need to pick one and change it. That sounds like something that I probably converted in the helper, actually. I don't think that's related to the issue, though. What's up, Jack? Yeah, these are listed as signed ints. But doesn't really seem... It doesn't seem right to me. Like, why would that matter? Would that do? Come on, Visual Studio, you can do it. And it also doesn't really make sense for why it would... Maybe it's checking target units somewhere in these things? How is that? Oh. So we checked for target. Why don't we just do it like all the other cases where we... I don't understand that one. I'll see you when you're on your PC, Lucy. Well, that shouldn't matter, right? Because like Psystorm is in this list and it should just return true here. And it's even piping directly to hooks and not helper, which I must have done intentionally. So where is the helper actually used? That would be the next question. Done in do targeted order, which might be running here actually. And that's it.
I see you have an appetite.
It is not doing that then. I don't know why it wouldn't let me do that. That's weird. I also don't think... One of the first things I did when I did my weapon extension stuff was test casting spells, including Psystorm, so I kind of wonder why that would be... Why would that be a thing? It's so weird.
I find your lack of control disturbing.
So it has nothing to do with that function.
I find your lack of control disturbing.
Yeah, that's not there. I'm just popping stuff in here. Okay, we got order spell. Let's see. Progress moving equals false, blah, blah, blah. Where did I even order? I think that should be fine. He's got to turn around first, but other than that, I think that would be fine. Yeah, okay, so where is it returning false here? Whatever. Press moving is false. If progress moving is set to false, okay. Interesting. So this helper might be Busto. I'll be 32. Returns an int. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Interesting. We might have an issue here.
I heed thy call.
So what's max range? What are we looking at here? We're looking at a release build, LOL. Okay. All distance is greater than... I probably screwed something up here with the sign stuff. So when we're going right, shifting right by 8, it's times 256. I guess we don't need the macro then, because it's not HP. And then this is shifted left by... X halt... Point X shifted left, that's divide by 256. And then we do shifted was left. So if we were to... I don't know where we are. Left. We should get 1, right? Huh? What? Ah! It's the birthday man himself! What's up, Ryan? Happy birthday. I wanted to give you Australia for your birthday. I hope you appreciate it. Hope you had a good time sleeping. Alright, I'm really confused by this one, to be honest. So if we shift left, we get 65536. If we shift right... Oh, I was looking at shift left. Oh, this web page is stupid and dumb. Why? Dude. I hit shift right. It shows me shift left. I'm like, all right, the result is 256, I guess. No wonder I couldn't get anything right with this stuff, dude. This website or some other website for bit shift calculation used to do this way fucking nicer. Okay. So shifting right by 8 is a division. Okay. Now we know. That is why we are broken right now. We can fix that relatively easily now. We are armed with the capacity to do something better than. Okay. Get flingy halt distance in subpixels. Shifted right is dividing by 256. We do it here as well, it looks like. Okay, that's fine. Divide by 256. And then we multiply by 256. And we multiply by 256. And we divide by 256. Now, part of that is on me for working with assembly shit like this and not knowing by heart which angle means what. But also, why is that website? So dumb. Like, why would you navigate me to the bit shift left when I clicked bit shift right? It's not even like I just didn't scroll far enough myself. That's dumb. That is stupid. We return false, so I don't know why we have all of these else. Surely we can come down here, do that. Reduce our indentations. Hello, Jason Estrada. I hope you're doing well. Alright, well that's fixed. That's such a funny sentence, Reek. I'm sorry that it happened to you. But, that sucks, dude. Shit, man. Got your liver scan? You're doing okay, the doc says? Congratulations. I hope that's a weight of stress off of your shoulder. Like I mentioned, we're probably going to go ahead and undo the quarry balance adjustment that we did last patch. Just test that one out here. I can't believe Fenris already started abusing it in a free-for-all. But I don't think it was a free-for-all that was played with other players. He was probably fighting the AI or something. I'm glad he figured some stuff out. Alright, guys. I'm out of time. I gotta go to hang out with my mother and check out some different kind of dinner than the pizza I got. Pushed another round of fixes. And we got our AI running in this map, and I'm excited about developing their build order further and putting down some more neutrals. One day I will have a stream where most of my time is spent on the Mapcraft submission, and it'll probably be the stream right before the deadline. We'll find out together. I guess one last thing I'll do real quick is I will go to my folder here. Because I have the establishing shot. But it doesn't look like it got updated. Yeah. Seems like maybe I forgot to actually update it with MPQ or whatever. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Ryan. Make another stupid low-quality 2v1 map where you control a Gig Australia with 40 range and 3k HP. You're gonna, I'm sure you're gonna have a really good time. That's what I can say. Oh, you know what it is I probably had the map open just like then. And now I gotta do that again. There we go. All right, that's a wrap. Just in time for the shill post to be automated by the bot. So you can go to coffee.com/cosmonarchy if you want to support us. You can also send money directly to streamlabs.com/pronogo if you want to support Acropolis 5's map pool. Big money donors are coming, but until then, you can get your give us a head start in that respect. It'll be a good time. We are 1/10 of 1/3 the way there. That's pretty good. Good math. Maybe it's wrong. We'll find out. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another stream. GG.